12 things you'll wish you knew before your cat gave up. It doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. There's no hiss, no scratch, no storming out of the room like in a bad breakup scene. When a cat gives up on you, it's quiet. That's the danger. The withdrawal is subtle, almost graceful. So much so, you don't even realize you've been ghosted by your own pet. And by the time you do, it's already too late. This isn't about forgetting to clean the litter box or buying the wrong treats. It's about the ways connection dies, not in explosions, but in silence. These are the 12 things people always wish they had known before their cat finally gave up on them. Let's start with the cracks that form before you even notice the wall is collapsing. 1. You thought low maintenance meant no maintenance? It starts with a misunderstanding. You hear that cats are independent, and you treat that like a green light to be absent. You convince yourself they don't need daily engagement the way dogs do. But here's what no one tells you. Independence in cats doesn't mean indifference. It means they wait, quietly, hopefully, until they stop. When a cat becomes less affectionate, less present, less involved, it's not because they're chill. It's because they've learned that effort gets ignored. You thought you were giving them space. They felt forgotten. There's a cost to confusing low maintenance with zero investment. And by the time you realize it, that cost is trust. 2. That random paw tap meant way more than you thought. That tap wasn't just a cute quirk. It wasn't about the cursor on your laptop screen or the condensation on your glass. It was a question. Are you still with me? Cats don't demand attention. They ask for it, softly. A single paw on your arm, a slow blink, sitting exactly where your phone goes. They don't interrupt your life, they weave into it. But every time you scrolled past them, every time you gave them a half-hearted pat without even looking up, they took note. Eventually, the taps stop. And when they do, it's not because they don't want to connect anymore. It's because they've stopped expecting anything back. 3. You assumed their silence meant happiness. People brag about how quiet their cat is, like it's a badge of honor. But silence in a cat that used to chatter, that's not peace. That's detachment. Remember when they used to meow when you got home? Or make those soft little trills when they rubbed against your leg? That was communication. That was effort. Then one day, it faded. No meows, no chirps, just a blank stare and slow tail flick. You thought they were mellowing out, but they weren't. They were disconnecting, one silent day at a time. 4. You didn't realize affection has a window. Cats offer affection on their time. And when they do, it's a gift. A nuzzle, a headbutt, that sudden decision to curl up on your chest. These moments are invitations. Open doors. But doors don't stay open forever. Ignore it too many times, and they stop knocking. You missed their attempt to sit near you. You moved your legs. You shifted away when they tried to curl up. Maybe you were distracted. Maybe you were tired. But the message was received. Eventually, they stopped trying. You told yourself they grew more independent. The truth? You trained them to believe their affection wasn't wanted. 5. You thought the tail flick meant annoyed, not heartbroken. That sharp little flick you see when you walk by, the one you think is just cat sass, it's a full sentence. It's them saying, I noticed you. I tried to connect. You didn't care. So now I don't either. You think they're being dramatic, moody. But that tail flick is layered. It's disappointment covered in self-preservation. A cat that used to follow you from room to room now won't even meet your eyes. You think it's just them being a cat, but it's not. It's them giving up on trying to mean something to you. 6. You praise their new independence when they were actually detaching. They used to sleep at the foot of your bed. Now they don't even come in the room. You found them one morning asleep on the back of the couch and said, wow, they're becoming more independent. You smiled, but you missed what really happened. They didn't outgrow you. They moved on from you, while still living under your roof. You weren't emotionally available, so they stopped trying to belong. Cats don't announce that they're pulling away. They just pull. And then one day, they're a ghost with fur, walking through the house like they're just renting space. 7. You didn't notice when they stopped showing you their belly? That soft stretch with all 4 paws in the air? That was trust on full display. Not every cat does it. But when they do, it's not just comfort. It's a declaration. I feel safe with you. So when they stop, that's not random. That's them reevaluating the relationship. That's them protecting their softest parts, literally and emotionally. Maybe you reached for them too suddenly one day, or you brushed them off when they rolled over and looked at you, and they registered it. They always register it. From that moment on, they started sleeping curled tightly into themselves. Their belly stayed hidden, and it wasn't because they felt cold, it was because they didn't feel seen. 8. You misread their stares as blank when they were actually full of questions. Cats don't speak your language, so they use their eyes. Those long, lingering stares across the room, you thought they were just zoning out, But no, they were looking at you, waiting, asking, "Will you notice me today? Are we still close? Do I matter anymore?" Every unreturned stare was a closed loop, a missed connection. And after enough of those, they stopped trying. You thought they stopped watching, but what really happened is they started hiding. Not physically, but emotionally. They turned inward, and they stopped waiting for answers you were never going to give. 9. You thought they hated being held, but maybe they just hated being held by someone who wasn't really there. Cats feel your energy, your presence, your distraction. They remember how early on you held them gently and did nothing else. No phone, no headphones, just stillness and warmth. But that changed. You started holding them while half listening to a podcast, while texting, while pacing the room mid-call. The hands were there, sure, but you weren't. Eventually, they pulled away, and you wrote it off as, "They're not the cuddly type anymore." But maybe they were, just not with someone who made affection feel like an afterthought. 10. You didn't realize they were grieving you while you were still in the room. This is the part that cuts the deepest. You never hit them. You never yelled. You were there. So how could they feel abandoned? Because physical presence doesn't equal emotional connection. They meowed at you less, played less. Their routines shifted. No more hallway greetings. No more sleeping on your chest. And still, you told yourself they were just getting older. What really happened? They were letting go, slowly and in silence. They mourned the version of you that used to meet them halfway, that used to notice, that used to respond. They didn't leave the house, but they emotionally packed up and moved out, right in front of you. 11. You thought food was enough. You bought the expensive food. You refilled the water before it even got low. You threw in treats for fun, and you thought that made you a great cat guardian. But here's the thing. Cats don't bond over meals the way humans do. They don't see it as love. They see it as survival. They needed more than full bowls. They needed soft presence, consistency, permission to be vulnerable without being ignored. You showed up with tuna. What they wanted was time, attention, eye contact, stillness, the good stuff, the stuff you can't buy. And now they don't even look up when the can opens, because food filled their stomach, but never their heart. 12. You didn't believe they could give up on you. This is the one that wrecks people. The idea that because you chose them, they'd always stay loyal, that they'd keep loving you no matter how far you drifted. But cats aren't dogs. They don't cling to hope that never gets answered. They don't pine in the window for someone who stopped showing up emotionally. When a cat gives up, it's not a tantrum. It's not a show. It's a quiet departure. The bond unspools quietly until all that's left is cohabitation. You become roommates, acquaintances, shadows in the same house. And worst of all, you don't even notice it happened until one day you reach for them, and they don't reach back. Curious for more insights? Discover the cat habits that aren't as random as they seem, or learn the signs that your cat is proud of you. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.